Hi, and welcome to this week's Retirement Financial Planning with Steve Schneider. Steve, how we doing today?
Oh, we're doing great, Mark. Appreciate you having me here today.
Wonderful. And listen, we have a huge topic today, and that is tax reduction in retirement. Maybe this is a time, right, where you do have some control over what your taxes are going to look like from year to year. Clearly, it requires some planning. What are some of the things that we do at Securenet to ensure that people pay the appropriate amount of taxes and not overtax themselves?
Right. Yeah, Mark, it's a great subject because coming into retirement, most of the people in our generation have savings for retirement that we haven't paid taxes on. And as we get more and more into retirement, we realize that if we just leave those accounts to grow in retirement, we'll get to the point where we have to start taking that money out at very high rates, potentially causing some tax consequences we don't like in the future. So a lot of times here at Securenet, what we'll do is we'll do a tax analysis and start taking smaller amounts out earlier so that we can smooth out, minimize, or sometimes even eliminate the impact of taking that money out in retirement.
So we're talking about eliminating the impact of deferred taxes, right? You didn't tax the seed, you're taxing the harvest.
Right.
What are some of those things that we can do? And is one of those a Roth option?
Yeah, absolutely. The Roth is a great option that we can take tax burdens that we potentially will get in the future today at lower rates at a more steady, even pace. And then it leaves us with this great account at the end that we no longer have to pay taxes on. And even if we have that account and we pass away, it goes to our heirs and then they have time to take it out tax-free too. So it's a great option that we use very often in retirement.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of finding that balance. And what that really requires is, hey, don't do it on your own.
Right.
Don't go to the internet and say, I'm going to pump these numbers into a calculation. You really need to sit down with a professional. You know, one of the other areas that we hear a lot about is tax-free income. And first of all, is that real outside the Roth? Is that a real thing? And if so, what are the strategies that one could use to in fact get tax-free income in retirement?
Yeah, there are some investments that will give us tax-free income, but it's a little bit of a tricky situation. You need to be real careful about making sure you stay up with the tax laws and stuff. But to your point, it's available, but you have to do some real good planning that we, of course, can help you with. Yeah.
So if you were to say to someone watching this video today, here's my number one and number two things that you need to be aware of going into retirement if you in fact want to reduce your taxes, what would that number one and number two be?
Oh, number one is planning. Absolutely, planning earlier the better. That's number one. And number two, to realize that you do it a little bit at a time each year. So it really requires a longer term approach. And those two things combined are really powerful in retirement to reduce, or like you say, not even pay taxes.
What about life insurance as an asset class to bring tax-free income? Is that something you do at Securenet?
Yeah, we absolutely do it in the right situations. There are some great tax advantages to using life insurance, and whether it be using it while you're alive still, there's some great products out there right now we can use to give us benefits while we're here alive, but then also if it's used when you pass away, those are all tax-free to your heirs too. So yeah, a really important vehicle when it comes to minimizing your burden on taxes in the future.
You bring up a really strong point because there will be people who want to leave tax-free money to their university, right, their children, a charity that they love. What would you tell those people to be aware of in how they set things up so that they could in fact leave a low tax to no tax donation when the time comes?
Well, the point is this, that to recognize that those avenues are out there. And with proper planning and people who have a big view of what's available out there, and we do a fair amount of it, we end up finding those right vehicles for each person's individual situation and what your objectives are. But yeah, they're absolutely out there. And the products and investments we have now are so much better than was available in the past. They keep getting better and better and better.
Yeah, the senior market keeps coming out with great products for pre-retirees and retirees, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have this thing called the baby boomers, and all of the companies that make investments realize that that's a good target market right there, and it's really benefited the baby boomers right now in retirement. It's great to have the new products available, so.
Steve, thanks so much. If you want more information on how to reduce your taxes, in particular in retirement, hey, pick up the phone right now, give us a call in the office. We'd love to start a conversation with you, or go to our website.